it, so you'll hear it. Don't get defensive because you said something that's revealing who you are. They butt kissed. How is that positive?
Because you said you don't. I'm not supposed to
How
nurture
is that
them. I'm not supposed to
positive?
support them. I can't partner with them. I can't be their
Kissing
friend.
somebody's butt,
I need to be their helpmate.
excuse me, kissing somebody's butt is positive?
I mean, it is if you're being their helpmate.
So,
You're giving them
if
the
you have
praise. You're giving them
employees
the.
and if you have employees at your business and they're doing their job, they're kissing your butt.
No, because they're going to get
Thank
paid. I'm not
you.
going to just have them working for me for
Thank
free.
you. Don't try to get smart. Think about what you're saying. What you're saying is now here comes the defensiveness. Here comes the wall. Instead of really listening, here comes the justification, guys. I'm letting you know what you're about to do.
Okay.
Put your dick up. Men want their butt kissed is a negative connotation towards men.
I can agree. It is.
Then why say that unless you think of men in a negative light?
That's just how I perceived the thought process of what you're saying. I'm trying to process and understand what you're saying
No,
about me
man.
so
Well,
that I
I'm
can
asking
understand
you
it.
what you. No, no. I'm asking you. No. Don't put. You can't make that. I won't own that. Their butt kiss. I said, what is the number one thing men want from women? And you basically let everyone know how you think of men. Are men
Okay,
positive?
so I'm gonna take my answer back then. They want love
No,
and affection.
no.
They don't want love and affection either.
That's not the
Then
number
I
one thing we
honestly
want.
don't know what men
No,
want
they
from
want
women.
cooperation.
Okay,
Cooperation.
that makes sense. I'm gonna take that down.
And when you say have your butt kissed, meaning somebody cooperating is somebody in a negative and a not positive role. That is a horrible way to look at a quote unquote friendship, quote unquote partnership, or a marriage.
Is cooperation mutual, right? Or is that just the woman has to be submissive to him wanting her to
You
cooperate
don't
with
have to
him?
do anything at all, ma'am. You can stay alone.
Oh, okay. So that's what that means. So all
No,
men
that's
think
not
like
what it
that.
means. But what I'm saying is,
So all
with
men
you,
think like that.
ma'am, what you need to understand is, have you had therapy?
I have. I'm still going through therapy.
Okay, you need to stay in because to you every
I
answer with
will.
you is everything you're saying is a zero sum game with hostility behind it, and there's no need for it.
So how did you feel about when you had got divorced? Like, how did you feel
It's
about
not
the
about this. Isn't
cooperation?
about this is not about me.
What happened with the cooperation? Like,
This is not.
how
This is not
could
about.
she
This
have
is not
cooperated
about me.
more?
See now, you're not going to change. This is not about me. This
I
is
just want to
about
know how I can
you.
cooperate. How can I cooperate
Well, you
then
can't
in a
cooperate with
relationship?
anybody. You can't cooperate with anybody because you're not with anybody right now.
Yeah, true.
So why are you asking me this? This is just another way
Because
to
we're
try to.
talking about
You're just trying to redirect around me, and you need to learn how to be quiet. I told you guys what was about to happen. There you go, the modern woman, folks.
Meep, meep.
Bull ring bonnet, bull ring bonnet enabled. Bull ring bonnet enabled, and then got mad because she was showing who she was. Now imagine being on a date with her. Imagine being out with her. And you're just talking to her, and she can't check her attitude enough. She can't verbally jab with you, judo with you. So eventually, she's going to become a bitch. That was a bitch. Going to be a bitch about it. See, if a man did that, if a man were to act like that with another man, there would be no words. A man would have to go out inside, shoot the fair one. We don't do that with each other. We have to comport ourselves a certain way because with men, we bump up against a violence line, an aggression line. With women today, in general, black women in particular, they are good to overstep the violence line, habitual line steppers. And keep inching. And I told her, you're getting closer and closer and closer. Instead of woo-sawing and calming down this creative person who wants the Zen bonds and everything else, no, she just put the bull ring on maximum. What about you and divorce? And trust me, I'm doing okay. You're the one that's massively alone. Yeah, look at the comment section, having a good time. That's you, ma'am. That's you. Like I said, the stories this woman has told herself is what I'm talking about. This woman, like most of us, like most people in traumas, there's a fear. Fear. And instead of just saying, I'm scared, I'm afraid, I don't know, I'm vulnerable, it makes me feel uncomfortable to be this open and exposed. And I got to, so I got to have a bonnet and a bull ring on it, and I'll lean into it and talk like that so I can keep you away. I'm not impressed. And so you can't do me that way. You can't do me that way. You can do other guys that. We can't do me that way. I see you. I see you. Stay in the therapy, like I said, because whatever fear is motivating you, it's animating you when you're out in public. So if this is what happens on a phone call or a Zoom call, can you imagine what happens when her heart or her emotions are engaged? Can you imagine when she's really open and exposed? That's what I'm saying, guys. I understand and empathize with a lot of women because they've been given the wrong information for so long to where it's really unfair in their minds that they have to go through this public pain. And you or I can't take it away. We didn't make it this way. You blame your mom and them. This is what your mom and them asked for. Oh, you clicked off. That's why you decided to click off. Now you decide you want to come back. Hello.
Hi, I would like to not be on camera if that's
No
possible.
problem.
Hey, hello, how are you?
I am well. What do you got? How old are you, by the way?
I know I'm pretty young. I know you had a caller on that was 20 and she was a mess, but I promise you I won't be a mess.
How old are you?
20.
Okay. What do you got?
So I just wanted to say, I want to start off by saying, your monologue spoke to me. You said some things that I really need to hear, in terms of, telling ourselves stories and things like that. Having a hard time being vulnerable. I have a guy friend and our friendship is on the rocks because of that, because it's hard for me to be vulnerable, all the trauma and all that. So it caused me to hurt our friendship without even knowing it. But I did have 2 questions. They're really short and sweet.
Go ahead.
Not gonna hold you up too long. I've heard you say in your broadcast that men and women, they can't be friends. Can you tell me why?
Because that's not our role. Because that's not really our role in your life. Men, well, especially if a woman is attractive. There's a movie called When Harry Met Sally in the 80s or 90s that talks about this. It is not our role to be your friend. Think about 1,500 years ago. Go back any time in history and think about when we were much more farmers or agrarian. Were men and women just hanging out as friends? No. Men and women didn't even start socializing together until Prohibition. And the only reason we did that is because all the liquor had to go underground in the United States. Prior to that, men and women never socialized together. We're not your friends. The men you have in the friend zone, man, quite honestly, this is what it is. You're getting boyfriend level time, attention, and possible resources, and you're not having to give sex. You're getting part of the social contract. You want to know if he's your friend, really your friend? Call him up at about 10 o'clock one night and say, damn, I'm a little horny right now. Can you swing through and see what happened? Before you hang up the phone, he'll be there with his Johnson out. Is that a friend? You think he'll say, no, girl, we need to, let me come by and let's talk. Let's put on beaches and hug it out. What do you think he would say?
I will say recently,
What do you
lines
think he
have
would
been.
say? Before you do that, what do you think he would say to that proposition?
He would take me up on my offer,
Thank you. Then
but
everything else is
while
irrelevant.
we've crossed lines more recently, and now I think it'll hurt our friendship even more.
What do you
It's
mean you
already
cross
in.
lines?
We've been intimate.
Romantically? Uh-huh.
Yes.
Because that is your natural position. So men and women cannot be friends because sex is always going to be an issue. The question is, why can't you get into a relationship with somebody you consider to be a quote unquote friend? Because you're scared to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Godfather's right yet again. And here's the thing, you got to ask yourself, not here, not here. You really got to take some time with this. What am I really scared of? And that's a long process. Because you got to look at, typically this goes back to our childhood. What happened, we didn't get something that we needed early on, and we learned how to adjust to that. And the person that didn't give it to us didn't even know we necessarily needed it, or they gave us what they thought we needed or they wanted us to have. Because what you're saying ultimately is, I have somebody who I call a quote unquote friend, and we can do all these things. And women all the time say, I want to be in love with my friend. This woman just said that, right? And you're saying, well, I have a friend and we've crossed the intimacy line, but I keep wrecking my home because I'm afraid to be vulnerable. And if you can't be vulnerable, you cannot really give love and affection a way a man wants to have with his primary. So he will feel rejected when that invulnerability comes up, and he'll take it personal, and it ain't about him. See, y'all thought I was just a Negro in a suit. I got skills. So the work is what's necessary. Go find out what's animating your fears and address them. I'll give you an example. I'm gonna move on. You ever know anybody that has a phobia, fear of water, fear of heights, fear of spiders, fear of like claustrophobia, fear of close spaces, fear, but you know they exist.
Yeah, of course.
Now, let's say fear of spiders. That's a legitimate fear in some regards, because some spiders can be poisonous, but most aren't. But seeing a spider, it should not make you have a panic attack and feel like you're going to die because of it. It's a hyper reaction to a fear. The fear of intimacy and the fear of vulnerability is common. It's natural. But when you're at some place where you're supposed to be comfortable and with a friend with somebody, those are the people you're supposed to be able to let that guard down with and be comfortable. But somewhere along the lines, you didn't get something you needed in your developmental years. So you've learned how to just block that off. You got to go do that work, because if you don't unblock this, you'll repeat this cycle over and over again, over and over again. I call it playing tapes, but now we just put it on repeat. Second question.
I've called in before. I'm a nurse, and I said that I would like to get my PhD, and I've called in to ask about that.
I'm a PhD.
But I've heard you say that nurses we tend not to get the high value men, and I wanted to know why. I've heard you say
we tend
that
to avoid you. We tend to, well, because
I'm a PhD.
One, you tend to be too controlling. Nurses tend to earn enough money to where it's more difficult. Nurses tend to be very independent. Erratic work hours, over dedication to their job because of their workload, their patient loads. You're giving all of your nurturing and everything else to your job, where it should be coming to your man. And it makes it more difficult for a man to impress a woman who's earning the kind of money you're earning, unless he is substantially out earning you. There used to be a time a man could impress a woman just by building something, fixing something. Now, in order to impress a woman today, you damn near have to be a high value man, which is unfair to most guys, but it is. You listen to how many women say they want men who are making six figures or more, knowing how small of a pool that is, but that's what they want. So how does the typical man come impress you enough to put your PhD put your nursing and everything to the side, to put the income potential and everything else to trust him to do what? That's a big lift. That's a tall lift. Same reason. It's not just nurses. It's attorneys, physicians, nurses, actors, actresses, massage therapists, bartenders, servers, creatives, and then also psychologists, psych chicks. Those are the ones that I may be missing somebody. What am I missing? Something else? Oh, exes who were police officers or former military is also starting to creep up there too. But yeah, those, and it's also this information I've gotten from men who are out here, and they're saying women who are in these categories tend to be more problematic than others, which is kind of sad because women are very highly represented in healthcare, and the very things that make you good at healthcare would make you a great wife and mother and nurturer. But if you didn't learn how to be vulnerable and care and do all those things for a man in your early years, it's uncomfortable. So it's easier to drown yourself in work as a nurse too, because you always got to be busy. I can be a traveling nurse. I can do this. I can do that. I can do this shit all day. And she's over here smiling big because she's like, damn, he telling all my shit. He telling all my story. He like, God damn, how you know all this?
I think I'm gonna have a hard time finding a man because I want to be a travel nurse. I'll be in different cities. That's a fair deal.
I don't. I'm just saying. You asked, so well. I'm sorry. You know how it is, though. Have a good one.
Thank you.
I know the nurse is gonna be throwing hypodermics at me carrying on. Hey, man. And the funny thing is, 70, 80 years ago, men used to go after nurses because they were like the Florence Nightingales kind of sort of. But okay, I get it. Folks, nurses gonna be angry with me. They be like, dang, why can't we get a high value man? Why can't we get on Hub? Why can't they love? If you're willing to be vulnerable, cooperative, submissive, and that's the biggest trip for most modern women, being vulnerable. And I know, man, that's a hard pill to swallow. I know that's a hard pill. I know it's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of women. They're like, what? A lot of women are like, I'm gonna go ahead and go use old boys one. Shout out to Replicant. A lot of modern women are like, what? What? Be vulnerable? I'm not gonna be vulnerable. What you mean I don't say how to be vulnerable? I gotta be soft. And here's the funny thing. Guys. Most modern women who fit in this category, who have the problem with the fear and the vulnerability, when you get right down to it, they are really truly feminine. They are really truly gooey on the inside. They are really truly the women you kind of feel them to be. You know, I don't want to use that word. The kind of woman you like, she's in there, but she's just behind all these layers. Now, unless she's a narcissist, the layers that she's behind are really just paper. Hey, hold on, I see you. What's your name in here? Jasmine, I see you. Let me tell you guys something. Let me help you ladies out, okay? Guys, understand something. Your godfather about to teach something, okay? We are different than them, okay? Things in the mirror may be bigger than they appear. Most women, their hard shell is like the side view mirror. It looks bigger. But when you get there, you recognize that wall is really paper. And if you can do, like thing I said earlier, benevolent dictator, give a safe space for her to actually let it down, allow her to do the trust fall for you, you can have a completely different outcome in a relationship than you never thought was possible. I'm just telling you, man, this is why you see so many of your favorite guys in these spaces. They don't have relationships because they've learned how to accept women. I don't want women to change. Women are who they are. I accept female nature. I'm not going to try to make a woman be a man. I'm just going to accept her for being what she is. But if you can go ahead and get to that, realize that there's just paper, she'll be good. All right, Jasmine, let's go ahead and unmute you. Women are like, oh my God, thank you. Thank you for telling me it's just paper. I don't like being like this. How are you, Jasmine?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. How old are you?
I'm 27.
All right, what do you got for me?
Well, I'm very happy to be a part of your show. You've given great advice over the past few months for me.
Okay.
And I'm in a position now where I recognize that I've made mistakes in the past, take accountability, and I'm ready to settle down at this stage. I'll be 28 at the end of the month and just
Okay.
looking forward to what's ahead of me.
Do you have any children?
No,
And you say you settled down. Do you want to be married?
yes,
When was your last relationship?
it ended in January.
How long were you guys together before it ended?
It wasn't too long. It was 4 months,
Okay. What's your longest relationship?
4 years.
And how long ago was that?
It ended in 2016.
Is there a reason you guys didn't formalize or decide to get married?
We're still great friends to this day. It just didn't work out at the time. I was engaged to him, but we're still friends. But
Okay, but
there's no
why didn't
specific
you? Okay, but
reason.
what I want to know now, this is important. Now the work starts because why didn't you guys get married though?
I wasn't ready at the time. I
What does that
wasn't in
mean?
the right mindset to be married. I was focused more on my career, but now I see that it would have been probably the
What
best
what
decision.
kind of
So I'm
career are we talking
27 and
about?
I was employed at the Postal Service, but I'm not there anymore.
So you were together 4 years. He proposed to you, but you weren't ready to be married because of your career at the Postal Service. That's that's what you said, right?
That's what I said, yeah.
What kind of career? No, not trying to be funny, but what kind of career do you have at the Postal Service?
None. I'm resigned from there, so I don't work there anymore.
So it sounds like it was more of a job.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so and what a lot of ladies, a lot of women like yourself, you say I was focused on my career. It's really just an excuse. It really, I say most people don't have careers; they have jobs. So you even had to laugh. I don't have no career, and I don't there. It was a convenient excuse. See, that's the story you told yourself. See, the story you tell yourself. There's the fact, and then there's the the uh, the reaction. We're not engaged because of my career. No, we're not engaged because I was afraid.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, but that's not what you said. That's what I'm saying. Because you're
I
telling me you're
understand.
still good friends. And is he married?
No, he's not.
How do you guys speak?
We spoke today. Prior to this, we spoke about a month ago. So it's on and off.
So why aren't you guys back together?
I'm dating other people, and
You doing what?
we just grew apart. I said I'm dating other people, and we just grew apart. Like I don't think that we're going to get back together. But I still have
You don't want to
things that
get
I
back
look
with
out for
him.
him.
You don't want to get back with him.
No,
He wants to get back with you though.
I don't think he does. We have a cordial relationship. We've been speaking of working on business together and things like that.
Speaking
But
on you speaking
no,
on business, you said?
yes,
Does he have a girlfriend?
I think he does.
Hmm. Okay. I'll leave that alone. It's really rare that men and women can truly be friends after a long term relationship. It's actually very toxic.
Thank you for your time.
Huh?
I said thank you for your time.
Yeah. Yeah. It can be very toxic for doing that kind of stuff. So um I'm gonna do this. Uh this whole friends after relationship, that's generally when a woman has rejected a man and he's taking a consolation prize. Gentlemen, don't take a second prize. It's either all or none. You gotta keep your self-respect and dignity. Ladies, same thing. Don't take the friend zone after a relationship. It's always a bad position because the dynamics are off. You can never truly be friends because there's a longing there. There's a connection there. If the relationship is over, truly over, memorialize it in your memory and make it there. But don't drag around this corpse because it's hurting somebody and it's keeping you away. The new guy you're coming into don't want to know that you're talking that to an ex, whether you're there or not. It's just not a good idea. But more importantly, for your relationship, job at the post office, career, more excuses, fear, vulnerability. And sadly, this is what is all through our community. So many of our women are terrified of trusting and being vulnerable to a man, so they wreck their own homes. And then you go and try to here's the sad part. They go and try to reproduce the healthiest relationship they ever had instead of going back to the man that they had it with and saying, I'm sorry, I messed up, please take me back. Oh, but that's too much like right. Too much like right. That's too much like right, and that's too much like you don't want to humble yourself. Can't let your ego get in the way. So better to go ride the cock carousel and find a new guy. No, 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 no. No, no, no. She's a runner, she's a track star. Ego is not the purview of, your ego should not be keeping you from happiness, ladies. Your ego should not be keeping you from happiness. All right, to the two of you in the Zoom room, either you get on camera or I'm going to bounce you. I said it earlier, I said it again. Okay, so Martisha goes first and then Izzy.